Hello and welcome. This is Freewill Tarot. This reading is going to be for the sign of Libra. Hello, Libra. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to get right into your reading, but you have two spirit messages. So I'm going to read your two spirit messages, and then we're going to go right into the tarot portion of the reading, okay? So your first spirit messages, Libra, are visionary. It says, great change starts with bold imagination. So some of you are wanting a change right now, right? So they're telling you, first, visualize it in your head, in your mind, what you want to see happen this coming year, what change you want to see. Not just, I just want change, No, what does that look like, Libra? It says, see beyond the present into what could be. So some of you could be having some, I feel like some of you are going through a little bit of a difficult circumstances. And for those of you who are not, check your moon, sun, and rising. But for some of you Libras, I feel like this reading is going to be drawn to some of you trying to overcome something here, okay? Dream big, map out your highest potential without limiting yourself to your current circumstances. So again, I feel like I hear break free. Like some of you want to break free from your current situation or your current circumstances right now. You want freedom and liberation, because some of you feel like you're at rock bottom, like you just can't continue to keep going on in a certain way that things have been going, okay? And you also have perspective. Your reality is shaped by how you see the world, Libra. You've gotten this card before, too. A shift in your perspective creates new possibilities. Reframe challenges as opportunities. Okay? Train your mind to find expansion even in every situation. So anytime you're going through something that's challenging, don't look at it as like it's defeating you. Look at it as it's growing you. And I know sometimes you feel like sometimes that's hard to do when you're in the midst of a situation. You just kind of want to be over it. You want to be done. You want to quickly find a solution. And you might be telling yourself that nothing works out for you. Things don't never go your way. Things are always difficult for you. But you see how you're saying that. They want you to kind of shift your perspective and thinking that way, okay? You have rock bottom. And you also have vulnerability, Libra. They're wanting you, being open emotionally is a strength. Sometimes we always feel like we got to put on this, use our intellect, especially air signs. We rely a lot on our intellect instead of our emotions. We kind of don't want to deal with our emotions. It's not that we don't have them. We have them deeply. We feel very deeply as air signs, but sometimes, we rather deal with what we can control, which is our intellect, right? But it's a call for you to be vulnerable. It says, being vulnerable is not a weakness, Libra. True connection requires you being authentic. Share your feelings openly with someone you trust. Allow yourself to be seen fully. Not just put on this strongness or this intellect all the time. They want you to kind of allow yourself to just have your moment of being vulnerable with someone you trust and, get that out, okay? Not to yourself. Don't go cry to yourself and by yourself and have all the feelings on the inside. They need you to kind of open that up to other people so you can get it out completely, right? That's for some of you. Let's go on into your tarot part of reading. Okay, so your tarot part of our energy is, again, I think I've told you this before, Libra, but it's some new decisions you need to make about moving forward here. Okay, it is, you want to move forward, and now it's time for you to start laying the groundwork to move forward and let go of the old way of doing things, the old way of seeing things. Okay, if you want the change starts with you. Honestly, I know you heard that. It might sound cliche, but I'm telling you, you can pray and manifest all day long for a miracle, but the miracle is you. When you start seeing things differently and showing up in your own life differently, that's when you get the miracle. Solitude. Seek inner guidance through introspection and solitude. So go within. A season of spiritual growth is ahead. So spirit and universe, God is calling you to look at your life. If you're unhappy with your life right now and you want to break free from everything you've been dealing with, They need you to look at yourself and know that they're with you. And you just start looking at things differently and start moving in your earthly life, in your daily life differently and looking at it differently. Not just saying all bad things happen to you. What is it that you are constantly doing that's the same? Because we are the architects of our life. Okay? It is something new coming for you. You do have victory. Some of you could be moving, relocating, or traveling or getting a new job here or thinking about it. But in the past here, you have pessimists. A temporary setback may be casting a shadow. Focus on the positive and your conditions will improve. You see how they keep talking to you about your perceptions to situations. You do know that we create our situations and outcomes by what we tell ourselves. If we say we're cursed, if we say nothing good ever happens to us, or you say, oh, that always happens to me, do you know you're creating that? Because we are all creators. We come from God, the divine, so we are creators. So we speak things in existence. We just think it happens, but it don't just happen. And if you start telling yourself, like, you know what, yeah, that happened, but I'm gonna do this time. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna see it this way. Watch how things start to change when you quit telling yourself certain things. Right now, they want you to make plans for the future, not just hope for things to change, but you start actively making plans for them to change and laying the groundwork in your life for them to change. Okay. Some of you have felt hopeless. Even when odds seem stacked against you, don't be afraid to dream again, Libra. Do not think you're defeated. You're not defeated. It's just the way that you're looking at things, okay? They do want you to quit holding on to old resentment, old past, old relationships, old patterns, old perceptions. The Four of Pentacles is like holding on to old identities, old patterns, old thought process, old way of doing things, but still praying on our knees for a change, but we still do things the same way. Anytime something has introduced in our life to show us the outcome of it, we go back and do the same thing and kind of get the same outcome and wonder why things are not going our way. Because those moments teach us something, and it teaches us what we need to learn so we can do something different to get something better. Okay, Libra, for some of you. Right now, you're in a season of learning. Again, some of you could be getting a new job, learning a new thing, or just looking at life in a different way so you can show up in the world a different way. You're laying the groundwork for something new or laying the groundwork for yourself here. A new job, project, investment, or area of study is beginning to unfold for you, Libra. For some of you, okay? Spirit is wanting you to love yourself more, okay? And how you do that is quit tolerating less for yourself. Think big, go big, and start making the steps towards that and quit just saying that these things happen. Remember, you have the visionary card. You have poverty. You may be experiencing financial hardship or isolation, but help is closer than it seems. Again, you had the card of telling you to be vulnerable, to reach out to someone, because some of you could be feeling isolated or you're isolating yourself. You're like keeping that stuff to yourself. Some of you could just be feeling like you might have a job, but it might not be giving you everything you need. You might keep thinking you need more, or something comes up where you need more. Just some kind of challenge here. Because you have the Nine of Swords, so this is burdening you a little bit. This is causing you to kind of overthink, and some of you maybe not sleeping because you are worried about finances or feeling a sense of lack in some degree of your life. It could be relationship, it could be job, it could be money, it could be career, it could just be within yourself, anything. But again, Spirit is calling on you with this Nine of Pentacles to start laying the groundwork. Right now, what I need some of you to do, Libra, is to get a perspective on your life. Quit just going through the motions and saying, well, I ain't got time to worry about that. I got to do this. I ain't got time. That's why you're going to keep doing this. That's why you're going to keep spinning your wheels. Because you keep saying you don't have time to focus on this. You don't have time to focus on these things that keep, these patterns that keep showing up in your life, and you're not looking at them and examining them and then making a plan to change them. Spirit wants you to pause. Stop moving for a minute and reflect here with the Seven of Pentacles. Look at everything that life has shown you up to this point. Look at yourself in them. Don't just look at everybody else in the circumstances. You need to look at yourself and what is it, how are you showing up? What are you doing? Do you do the same things? Do you create or have the same outcome? Because we are the constant in our life, right? No matter who comes in and goes, we are our constant in our life, right? We're the common denominator. And Spirit wants you to pause and reflect on yourself, right? It's not getting onto you. It wants you to help you change because there's an enterprise for you to have here, right? But you can't get there, Libra, for some of you if you're holding yourself back and you continue to keep doing the same thing. It's a big call for you to kind of pause and reflect and change your perspective on things. Okay, Libra, that's what I'm getting here. And once you do that, Spirit wants you to free yourself and quit telling yourself false illusions and negative thoughts, telling yourself that you can't achieve anything, telling yourself how hard it is, telling yourself what you got to do first to get something, or those things will never happen for you, or you don't believe in this, or you don't believe in that. If you tell yourself that, those are illusions, and you're creating it. All right? Spirit wants you to go in a whole new direction. Set yourself out on a new adventure. Quit doing things the way you always did things. Quit seeing things the way you've always seen things. And try a different perspective. Pause, reflect, and set out on a new here, right? That's what I have for you, Libra. It seems to me that there are things that could change for you. If some of you are experiencing some kind of setback or a financial setback. You have the victory card here too. What you need to do is just take a moment. If you are struggling and you keep hitting the wall, it's because Spirit, God, Universe is trying to get your attention. And, for you to reflect on certain things, and maybe certain things you need to release out of your life. In a certain way, you need to release things and try something different, okay? In order to get a different result. That's what I have for you, Libra. I hope this helped. Thank you. I love you. And bye for now.